Welcome to Screen Recap, your shortcut to movie magic. We break down the best films in minutes, keeping it fast, fun, and packed with all the essentials. This is Kelvin, a 13-year-old boy who loves basketball and enjoys playing it with his friends at the orphanage. One of his friends, named Ox, is the owner of the basketball. Ox, a bully, constantly tells Kelvin he shouldn't play because he's a failure. Ox challenges him to a basketball match, saying, "If I win, I'll take the shirt you're wearing." Kelvin's friends advise him not to play, but Kelvin decides to play to teach Ox a lesson. However, due to Kelvin's short stature, he struggles to beat Ox, who ends up taking his shirt and tearing it in a mocking manner. The orphanage director assigns the kids the task of selling sweets every day to encourage self-reliance. Kelvin and his friend Marv head to a basketball stadium to sell sweets to the crowd, but no one buys anything from them. They end up watching a game featuring Kelvin's favorite team. After the game, Kelvin approaches the team's coach and tells him they lost because he didn't let a player named Tracy play. Tracy happens to be Kelvin's favorite player. Kelvin tries to sell sweets to the coach, explaining that the orphanage might close due to a lack of funding. The coach sympathizes and gives him $20. Kelvin is happy, but then expresses concern that the orphanage director might pocket the money instead of using it for the kids. The coach appreciates Kelvin's honesty and gives him tickets to the next game, making Kelvin overjoyed. The next day, families visit the orphanage to adopt children. The kids dress in their best clothes, hoping to be chosen. Ox discourages them, saying no one adopts older kids. Kelvin is saddened because he wishes to be adopted. Later, a nun brings used clothes for the children, and Kelvin finds a pair of sneakers among them. The nun mentions they belong to a famous basketball player, though she doesn't know his name. Kelvin notices the initials MJ on the sneakers, realizing they might belong to Michael Jordan. Enthralled, he tells his friends about the sneakers. Ox tries to take the sneakers from Kelvin and throws them onto an electrical wire. On a rainy night, Kelvin decides to retrieve them. When he grabs the sneakers, a lightning bolt strikes, marking the beginning of his transformation. The next day, Kelvin and his friends head to the stadium to use the tickets. Ox tags along, threatening to tell the orphanage director about their outing. During halftime, the team announces they will pick a random audience member to play against Tracy. Coincidentally, Kelvin is chosen. Ox tries to take Kelvin's ticket, but Kelvin escapes and heads to the court. Tracy laughs at the idea of playing against a child, but Kelvin is thrilled to face his idol. Tracy underestimates Kelvin, who surprises everyone with his extraordinary skills, scoring incredible points. The audience and Tracy's team are amazed and cheer for Kelvin. The next day, the team's coach and manager visit the orphanage to recruit Kelvin. Initially, the orphanage director refuses, but he changes his mind after being offered money. Kelvin is overjoyed, and his friends are amazed by his performance against Tracy. Kelvin confides in them that the sneakers might be the source of his newfound abilities and asks them to keep it a secret. Ox overhears this conversation. Kelvin begins training with the team and meets Tracy again. Tracy downplays Kelvin's victory, claiming he let him win, though his teammates tease him for losing. The team manager gives Kelvin an official team uniform and new sneakers, but Kelvin is worried because wearing the new sneakers might cause him to lose his powers. During his first game with the team, Kelvin is nervous and struggles without his magical sneakers. He pretends to need a bathroom break, retrieves his old sneakers, and returns to the game. Once he puts them on, his skills astonish everyone again. The player scores again. Despite everyone's astonishment and shock at his incredible skill, he manages to surpass the players and score again. Everyone is amazed and shocked that he is just a small child. Kelvin's team wins, and the news starts talking about the miracle child, who caused a sensation because he is a skilled and professional basketball player, all while being a small, short child. He signs a one-year contract with the team. There are many greedy people around. The biggest of them warns Kelvin not to meet any family offering adoption because they would obviously be after his money. Kelvin travels with the team, and on the plane, the coach says that he and Tracy will share the same room. Tracy is very annoyed and frustrated because of what happened to him, and he hates the kid. Kelvin, on the other hand, is very happy because Tracy is his favorite player. When they arrive at the hotel, Kelvin is amazed by the place and can't believe his eyes. At night, Tracy says he's going out to meet his girlfriend. Kelvin dresses up and says he wants to join him, but Tracy tells him, "You're still a kid. Stay in the room until I get back." He also tells him to order whatever food or sweets he wants from room service. The boy eagerly does so and orders a lot. When Tracy returns with his girlfriend, he finds the boy asleep in a pile of food, completely unaware of his surroundings. They wake him up and Tracy scolds him. The girl defends the boy, saying he was just sleeping and to leave him alone. She treats Kelvin very kindly, which of course annoys Tracy because she's spending time with the boy instead of him. The next morning, the boy, not understanding what he's doing, tattles on Tracy, saying he was out with his girlfriend last night and that she was very kind and caring. The coach scolds Tracy, reminding him of the no late-night rule, and warns him that if he stays out late again, he won't be allowed to play. Tracy angrily tells Kelvin never to talk about him again. They play several games, and in each one, Kelvin leaves his mark, astonishing the fans and everyone with his performance. He is a major reason for the team's victories in every game. No one can stop the miracle child who outshines all the teams with his incredible speed and amazing dribbles. He starts gaining fame, wealth, and glory. Being generous by nature, he buys some gifts and visits the orphanage to give them to the less fortunate kids. Everyone loves Kelvin, even his rivals. After an incredible performance, he wins the award for the best player in the tournament. When the tournament ends, he returns to the orphanage and tells his friend about everything that happened, saying it was all like a dream to him. The bully tries to forcefully steal his shoes. The head of the orphanage intervenes upon hearing the boy's screams and warns the bully to stay away. Kelvin hides in Tracy's car and surprises him by saying, "I'm here." Tracy gets upset and asks what he's doing there. They stop at a pharmacy to buy allergy medicine and sleeping pills so Tracy can sleep early and avoid trouble with the coach. The pharmacist's beauty distracts Tracy, and he accidentally takes sleeping pills instead of allergy medicine. He falls asleep in the car, and they are supposed to reach the hotel by midnight to avoid the coach's scolding. Kelvin tries to wake him up but fails, so he drives the car himself and, of course, causes chaos. In the end, they reach the hotel. The next day, Tracy finds out that Kelvin is being punished and won't play the game because he returned late and wrecked the car. Kelvin doesn't reveal that Tracy was involved to avoid making things worse. Tracy sarcastically thanks him for his actions. Kelvin then tells Stan that he wishes someone would adopt him, but Stan, who benefits financially, tells him that anyone who adopts him would only be after his money. Kelvin insists that he wants a family to adopt him. Stan arranges meetings with families he deems greedy, hoping Kelvin will lose interest. This works as Kelvin begins to believe that everyone is only interested in his money and not in adopting him for who he is. Feeling upset, Kelvin packs his bag and goes to Tracy's house. He tells Tracy that his dream was to be adopted. Tracy shares his own story, saying his mother passed away and that he has been estranged from his father ever since due to family issues. Tracy tries to cheer Kelvin up. Kelvin contacts Tracy's father to surprise him and help reconcile them. However, Tracy gets very angry and tells Kelvin to stay out of his personal matters. This tension affects their performance in an important game, which they lose. The coach tells them their only chance is the next game. Losing it would mean elimination. Stan learns the secret behind Kelvin's skills, his special shoes. A wealthy family expresses interest in adopting Kelvin, and Stan encourages him to stay with them. Stan gives him a new pair of shoes to wear with the family, hiding the special ones. Then Stan goes to a betting venue and wagers a large amount of money that Kelvin's team will lose the next game since he knows Kelvin won't have his special shoes. Kelvin finds the wealthy family boring and strange. Meanwhile, Tracy reconciles with his father thanks to Kelvin's efforts. Tracy thanks Kelvin for bringing him and his father back together. Kelvin introduces Tracy to his new family but isn't happy with them. Tracy gets a call from Murphy, who informs him that Stan stole Kelvin's shoes. They all team up to retrieve the shoes. They tie him up and leave him on the chair. They threaten him, saying that if he doesn't confess where the coach is, they'll beat him up. But he insists that he won't tell them where he is. Ox and the Rotten Crew with him come to free the man. However, Kelvin talks to him and says that this is in their best interest, and that winning this will lead to families coming to take them in. Ox is convinced, laughs his annoying laugh as usual, and hands over the coach to them. Kelvin quickly takes the coach and runs to catch the match. But he manages to free himself and calls people to stop Kelvin from reaching the match. But they fail to stop him, and he manages to get to the game. The moment he arrives, the crowd is cheering for him, waiting for him to step in because the team is losing. As soon as Kelvin joins, he completely turns the game around. He keeps outsmarting the opposing team and scores a lot of points. Unfortunately, the shoes gets toured and tells Tracy the secret behind Kelvin's skill, saying that it's the shoes who made him this way. Tracy responds, "No, the shoes isn't the reason. You're talented and special, and if we work together, we'll win because we're one team." Kelvin keeps playing normally, showcasing his skills. In the end, he even becomes the reason his team wins, scoring the final shot. Afterward, he goes to thank the coach and tells him he won't renew the contract because he doesn't deserve to be on this team. He packs his bag and returns to the orphanage. But the surprise is that Tracy comes to him saying he's amazing and offers to adopt him. Kelvin is thrilled. Being kind and compassionate, Kelvin asks Tracy to adopt his friend too. Tracy agrees and adopts both of them. And that's how our movie ends. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything new.